We are back. That's right, we are back. We are back. This is Football 101, and I want to welcome you back to our show. We are officially back. Can you believe it? This is show number 34. Show number 34, Football 101, and it's entitled Lamar Jackson, Mr. MVP now. Oh my gosh. That's right. Lamar Jackson, Mr. MVP now. Oh my gosh. Did you see the big game Monday night? Oh, it was the Ravens versus the LA Rams. And need I say that 45-6, the trouncing on Monday Night Football by the Ravens, and Mr. Lamar Jackson shook up the NFL world. Can you believe it? Yes, this is the Beetle, and I want to welcome everyone back. Again, there's so many things going on. We're in the really on the final stage of the regular season of the NFL, and that Monday Night Football game during Week 12 of the season caught everybody's attention. The 45-6 trouncing, and I do mean trouncing, destroying, debilitating the Rams on primetime football night. It was earth-shattering, to say the least. So we're going to talk about that. And, of course, I want to thank all our sponsors. I want to thank, of course, you. Oh my gosh, I was going straight there. I want to thank Podbean. Thank you for giving us the platform to continue to showcase our Football 101 shows, our podcast shows, and we're just going across a lot of different issues now, but right now I had to give it up to Lamar Jackson after last night, and so I want to thank Podbean for continuing to showcase us. I want to thank iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Google Music, Spotify, and of course, I want to thank YouTube. Oh my gosh, we are officially back. And this show is it had to happen. It's been building. And then on prime time, Lamar Jackson, in his second year of starting quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, completely took control. And this was supposed to touted as a battle of champions. And let me just put this out there. Also, Battle of Champions, the two head coaches, Sean McVay of the Los Angeles Rams and John Harbaugh of the Baltimore Ravens, both are graduates of Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. The same university that I graduated from, the same university that the Beetle played football. And by the way, I'm going to have a special show on this, by the way. Yes, a special show on this. And apparently, John Harbaugh played on the same football team as the Beetle, as I did, in 1980, my senior year. So I'm going to have a special show about that. Okay, I digressed a little bit, but I just had to throw that out there. I was shell-shocked. I forgot about him. Believe it or not, I forgot about it. So, again, that's the two head coaches are graduates of Miami University, and this was touted as the NFC really elite team, the Rams, and the AFC up and coming AFC team, but really powerhouse team, the Baltimore Ravens. And everyone is raving about the game last night, and it has been a build-up. And if you saw that game, and it was a total thrashing, and with Lamar Jackson's style of play, run, throw, improvising, and how quick he is in his decision making, how fluid he is in his throwing motion, and it's not the traditional throwing motion, and yet he has a core of folks that are truly complement his skill sets, and also the offensive coordinator, John Harbaugh, got the right coach to implement their offensive philosophy, strategy to fit Lamar Jackson's skills. And it is just a thing of beauty. Right, quite frankly, it caught everyone off guard, and it caught me off guard. I'll be honest, it caught me off guard, caught the Beetle off guard, and so they are riding a great wave, a momentum wave, and in the backfield they have Mark Ingram, ex Saints, and a thrashing running back. And let me just say this too. I've never been a big fan of Mark Ingram, but now he's still delivering the pain. He's still delivering the runs. His only major setback with the Saints is that he always fumbled in key situations with the Saints. And so I think the Saints were moving in a different directions because they got Kamari, a younger running back. So you can just see that Mark Ingram, a veteran, it fits right in with the attitude, the physical attitude, the downright. You just have to be physical and with a big chip on your shoulder. He fits right in with the philosophy, offensive philosophy, and the defensive philosophy of the Baltimore Ravens, and it comes straight from the head coach, John Harbaugh. This is the team that he has molded. Constantly molded, and he's recrafted it. Brought in some great additions. Marcus Peters on the defensive side. Brought in the safety from the Seattle Seahawks, the veteran safety. They are very, very physical defensively wise. They get in your face. They got really great corners and an exceptional safety, and they just know how to fill the gaps, and they fly around very fast. Their linebackers are very fluid. When they hit you, they put you down. They play a very physical, engaging defense. So you know the Ravens have that tradition of being very, very physical defensively. Just a few years ago with Ray Lewis and the boys. But they still have a new flavor. They're faster. They hit. They cover. They throw different types of schemes at you defensively. So they can shut a team down. And they proved it last night. Shut Jared Goff down. They had no answer. And what's so fascinating, they didn't even have a running attack. They shut down. They shut down the running attack. Wow. They shut it down. So Jared Goff had to throw the ball, and his timing was a little tad off, but they were just making plays. And by the way, Marcus Peters was traded off the LA Rams, and now he's with the Baltimore Ravens, and he made plays, and he got an interception, by the way, and there was almost an altercation at the end. So I'm talking about the defense. I digressed a little bit. Now I'm going to concentrate on Lamar Jackson. MVP now. No doubt about it. There's no doubt. There's no question. He is on a roll. I think last night he 6 possessions and 6 touchdowns. He's throwing the ball, running the ball. 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns. The Rams did not have an answer. Clay Matthews Jr. couldn't get to him. They weren't consistent, and the Ravens were going on 4th down. They knew the Rams could not just stop them on 4th down, so they went for it on 4th down consistently. And they went and they got majority of their 3rd down. Got a first down on 3rd down. So they were very confident. They are a very confident bunch right now. Skilled athletes playing within the system. And Lamar Jackson is really getting into his groove. Rightly so. And let me just say this again. I'm the first one to say to at least fess up. I didn't anticipate this level of play from Lamar Jackson. I didn't anticipate it. Not just during his very first year of being the full-time quarterback. And usually it takes a quarterback a bit time to get acclimated. And last year he had got his feet wet, and then this year the system fits him very well. The RPO, the run pass option. He's making sound decisions. Now defensives are trying to scheme against him, trying to contain him, but he's an accurate pass. He's not an accurate passer, but he's getting the ball out in all different types of ways. Sideways, all different types of ways. No matter, he's delivering the ball there. And his wide receivers are making plays. They understand where he's going to kind of be and what type of moves he's going to do in the pocket. And but he doesn't go down easily. That's the thing about it. He's big for a quarterback. He's not going to go down easily, and he has that quick twitch. And this is what a lot of athletes have today. And I want to make sure. Yeah, there we go. Am I still going? I don't know if I was freezing. I see something. There you go. My recording was still going. But what's happening today, and a lot of college athletes who are the elite athletes, they're coming in the NFL with this quick twitch motion. That is, they can move on a dime. They can move side to side and fake out a person in a fraction of a time. And they can elevate and turn on their speed in a fraction of a half a second. And Lamar Jackson is one of those athletes. It doesn't take him long to get up to super speed. And I do mean super speed. Not average speed, super speed. So it's challenging to defense him. And one of the ways to defense him that they were trying to Wade Phillips last night was trying to defense him, trying to keep him in the pocket. Guess what? He still got out of the pocket. He still made plays. And the Rams defense is just bad. They're old. Even with Jalen Ramsey, they're not physical enough. And oh my gosh, and they were just running over defensive players on the Rams, including again and again the safety Eric Weddle. I have to say that. Now it's demoralizing to get run over several times. And Eric Weddle, a veteran safety, should know better not to try to tackle high. It looked bad. So, but getting back to Mr. Lamar Jackson, MVP now. He's elevated his game. And right now he is playing better than my boy in the AFC, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, Patrick Mahomes is still my boy. Lamar Jackson has just elevated the game to another level. Giving props. Now, here's the situation when you always have a superstar wide receiver, superstar quarterback that comes into the league and everyone is gaga over. They just don't know what to do. And this happened with Patrick Mahomes. This happened with, again, just go down the list of the young quarterbacks. But on the same team of the Ravens is Robert Griffin, RG3. He's sitting the bench. He's behind Lamar Jackson. And just a few years ago, the world was all crazy about RG3. Don't forget, the world was all upside down and crazy about RG3. And eventually that played itself out. So, and now everyone compares Lamar Jackson with Michael Vick. Rightly so. Yet here's the difference. Here's the difference. Lamar Jackson is a bit more physical than Michael Vick. He has faster twitch than Michael Vick, and yet he's still very raw in developing his NFL talent. And what's the key here? Now here's the key. I'm 15 minutes in, almost 16 minutes in, and like I said, these the new quarterbacks come and go, and I don't want to see Lamar Jackson come and go like the other RPO quarterbacks. What is so important, and let me just put Cam Newton into the equation too, because everyone was gaga over Cam Newton, and then unfortunately injuries caught up with Cam Newton. So here is the real deal right now, in the midst of all the hoopla over Lamar Jackson, which he well deserves, is to recognize that there will be defenses. A defensive coordinator will scheme against him. They'll figure it out. And guess what happens? They're going to put a hat on him. That is, they're going to be very, very physical. The way to contain, at least I can see this happening because it happens time and time again. Same thing happened to Michael Vick. Same thing happened to Cam Newton. Same thing happened to RG3. Similar things happen to these RPO quarterbacks. That is, once you start putting clean, hard hits on a running quarterback, they tend to slow down. They tend to start sometimes throwing the ball earlier than need be, because they're thinking about getting hit. They're thinking about getting hit. So again, hopefully we're still going. I don't know why this is kind of freezing up tonight, so I'm just keeping it going. I'm 17 minutes in. I still got recording. I hope it didn't freeze on, but let me get to my major message that Lamar Jackson, the way to defensive, I'm giving a tip out there because I'm a defensive player, and the way to contain Lamar Jackson is to put a hat on him, to be physical, have a spy on him, have two spies on him, have two players, a roll-up safety, and bring in an extra cornerback to contain him, to blitz on the sides, have someone blitzing up the middle, containing. You need faster guys after. You can't have linebackers spying him. He just outmaneuvers the linebackers. And so when I see, particularly last night, Wade Phillips thought he would put another linebacker out there to rush him on the edge. That doesn't work. You need to bring a fluid safety and a corner, the extra corner that you have to contain him. Drop off a linebacker or two. Just go with one linebacker and add two more defensive backs and have them contained. And when he does get tackled, it has to be gang tackling. They have to put a hat on him. And that's what happened with RG3, which slowed down his career and really stopped his career. That's what's happened to Cam Newton. That is what happened to Michael Vick. So, I see that right now. I'm thinking, again, I'm a defensive player. I'm always thinking of scheming and how do you make an adjustment to a superstar athlete like Lamar Jackson. And again, I'm all for what he's accomplishing, and he's going to elevate the Ravens to a completely another level. But the reality is, in the NFL, in which I said this, it goes on trends, and eventually things happen where there's going to be another superstar next year. Right now, Lamar Jackson has it all going, and when they hit the end of the season, which is only a few weeks away, then it gets playoff. Playoff is when you get defensive coordinators will scheme differently in the playoffs. And I don't know which teams they will play against in the playoffs, but you're going to see a different scheme. And I know Harbaugh is thinking about this. How do I keep Lamar fresh towards the end? Because this is a long season, and this is really his first time going the entire way as starting quarterback. So you got to keep him fresh. You got to keep Lamar fresh. You got to find ways to keep him, not take so many hits, because eventually he will take hits. He will take hits in games in the playoffs, because usually it's cold weather, it's snowy, it's rainy. He's not going to be able to maneuver like during the regular season, and he's going to take hits. How do you save Lamar Jackson from taking hits? Allow him to continue to throw his passes and move the pocket side to side. Because right now, all defensive coordinators who are scheming right now and thinking that they're going to play the Ravens in the playoffs, they're scheming right now. They're going after number one, the Ravens number one, and Mr. MVP Lamar Jackson. So I'm just saying that here's the situation. They have the best chance. They are really the number one chance to represent the AFC going to the Super Bowl. There's no doubt about that. Number one. Yes, I said it. They're the number one right now in November, end of November. They are the prohibitive favorite, the odds-on favorite to go to the Super Bowl. The way they played, the way they beat up other teams, the way they beat the Patriots. Yes, they are there. But when you get to the playoffs, here we go. When you get to the playoffs, it's completely different. Scheming is different. Excuse me. It's a different type of play when you get to the playoffs. It gets very, very violent. It gets very, very physical. And the Ravens are a very physical and violent team, so they can handle it. It's just a matter of, it's another level of physicality in the playoffs. So be prepared that Lamar Jackson will get hit, and he looks like a guy that can take the hits. That's the thing about it. Let me just say, he looks like a guy who can take the hits right now and keep moving on because he's so fast. And he's making great decisions. He's making great decisions in the pocket and also running. And he has a great core of skilled athletes around him. So, right now the sky is the limit for Lamar Jackson. He is MVP 2019 season, no doubt about it. Crowning, give him the crown right now. I agree with Mark Ingram, Mr. MVP now, Lamar Jackson. And may I say, a special, you have to give Coach of the Year, John Harbaugh. Coach of the Year, John Harbaugh. I'm going to have a special show on John Harbaugh. NFL Coach of the Year. So, not only will the Ravens have MVP Lamar Jackson, but they will also have NFL Coach of the Year John Harbaugh. So, again, we're just getting to the latter phase of the NFL season. It's going to get revved up. It's going to be exciting end of the season, but even more exciting, and the world's just going to have to get ready for another level of quarterback play by Mr. Lamar Jackson. MVP now. That's right. That's the Beatle. The Beatle says it. MVP now. Lamar Jackson. And guess what? NFL Coach of the Year, John Harbaugh. So there you go. I'm 25 minutes in. I went this long. Yes, we are back. This is show number 34. Mr. Lamar Jackson, MVP now. If you want to, just please email if you agree or disagree. Come on, send me an email at ejb88@92gmail.com. That's ejb88@92gmail.com. Man, and I want to thank Podbean again, Podbean for our platform. Thank iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and of course, I want to thank our biggest sponsor, getting us out there in a completely different medium, YouTube. Thank you very much. I don't know if this thing is continuing to go on. I was at 27 minutes, but thank you, YouTube. And thank you, folks. This is the Beatle, and this is Football 101.